Okay, so I want to talk about grading and aligned hardscapes and how all of that works together because I can just look at this object here and know that something's not right just because there's some lumps and bumps and things aren't really meeting, and I can see creases and I just know something isn't right. So I think there's some issues in how we are using the tools that we have to make these objects. So I just want to show you how I would do it, and then uh, maybe we can try to create some kind of process from this so that we can be more efficient in putting these objects together, because this is just taking longer than it needs to. So I always go back to the survey because that is where we get our data from. So, and when we're dealing with public roads and streets like alleyways and things, we have to be precise on where the grade is. So, here is how I would proceed. I would start with drawing one grade line. So I'm going to be in the paving layer. You can see the survey underneath. So I'm going to use the grade object tool, and let's see. This corner here is 529.18, 529.18. So I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to draw down to this corner here. I know the first corner was 529.18 feet. I don't know what the other corner is. I'll put it in now. It's 526.22. 526.22. Nope. 526.22 feet. Okay. So now we kind of have what the grade is doing along this back street. Now we've been given some other points here as well. Um, so let's check that. And what we can do is we can use the grade tool again to actually create an intersection at these points. Because the new grade object tool allows us to do a network of grades that connect together. So we're just going to go to this point right here where we know we have another grade point, and we're going to check that. Okay? And so we're just going to draw a line across. Now, this did do a connection because we have this drop down menu, and this drop down menu says we can detach it from the grade network. It also divided this other one. So now we have a grade point there along that line. So I'm going to go here to here. So it says we're 527 feet 10 and 3/4, and we should be at 527.76 feet. So 10 and 3/4, so 10.75 out of 12 is 0.895. So we are pretty close, but let's just go ahead and take that to 527.895, just to make sure it's right. 0.895. 27.895. Okay. And I think that just gave us the. Oh, I tapped in the wrong one. 527.76. That's what it needed to be. 527.76 feet. Okay. You can see that dropped it about 1.5 inches or so. We can just make the other side the same thing. Okay. So there's that. Let's do this other point. We're going to go here. We're going to place this. We're going to connect this to the grade network. Okay, like that. Oop, it did not connect. There, now it did. And we should be at 528.36, which we're pretty close. 528.36 feet. We'll make the other side the same. 528.36 feet. Okay. And then we know that this is what it is here. So we'll just drag that across. 529.216. Okay. Oh, this one needs to be 526.22 on this corner. 526.22. Okay. So now you can see everything's kind of hovering around 3%. So what I would do is I would maintain this 3.5%. And I would just take this and we're going to drag it out. Okay. Just so we can get a better idea of what's happening with grade. Okay, so we need to adjust this so that we can get back to that 3.5%, and this is going to be elevation 1. So I'm just going to go and start adding 6 inches at a time. Oh, that's pretty close right there. Maybe I'll add another 1/2 inch. Vectorworks wants me to save. Okay, so I'm going to add another 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're there. Now let's just copy this over. Okay, if you want to check this, you can check it, but we know it's going to be relatively the same. We're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to drag this thing out, and we're going to maintain this 2.7%. Okay, so this is going to be elevation 2. So we're going to add, or actually we're going to subtract -6. That was too much, so we're going to add 1 back. Let's add another one back. Okay, there you go. I'm going to add a grade line here, like this. I'm going to copy that to the second point, and that should have created a network for us. It did. Okay, so now let's just join this other side of the network too, and this helps us make a closed loop around these objects. This is not correct, because this should be level across, okay, from side to side. Let's draw another one here, and we can straighten these up here in just a second. Okay, and let's draw this one to here. Okay, now we can clean this up. Kind of pull everything to this line. The good thing about the network is they're all linked together, so they move together. So makes it easy. Okay. So let's go ahead. Yeah, so this is made in two different pieces for some reason. We don't need two pieces, we just need one piece. Okay, I'm gonna hit save. Let's see, we're gonna extend this out a little bit past there and here. Do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna extend this out, but we're not gonna cross our grade points that we have set up here. I want this to be 10 feet wide. I'm just gonna see it. It's 5 feet, so we're gonna take it out 5 more feet to make it 10 feet wide. For some reason that did not work. Let's try this again. 5 feet. Okay. Now, one thing I wanted to do was actually make the middle of it 1 inch lower. So we're gonna do that really quick. We're gonna draw a center line here. We're gonna draw this actually up through our grade points like this. And we're going to create a network along this center line. There. Okay. That created a network now. That also created a network. Okay, we're going to drop each point along the center line 1 inch, -1. We're going to drop this, -1. Okay. We'll do it again. I'm going to do this for each object. Wait till it highlights red, so you know you have a network. And same thing here. Okay. And drop your second point 1 inch because you've already dropped the first point. Go here. I'm going to do the last section. Let's wait till that highlights. There we go. And this last section here. Okay. And we're going to drop the last point 1 inch. Okay. So now we have a network for this object. We can delete these guidelines. We don't need them. Okay. Copy all these grade networks that you've created here. Just make sure you don't get any other objects with it. Like I have one right there. 16 grade objects. There's the last one. Okay. So we're just going to copy those. Command C. We're going to go to, I'm going to save real quick to make sure it doesn't crash for some reason. Oh, also, before I do that, I'm going to go here and I want to make sure I have, oh good, I have a 1/2 inch separation there. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Edit Surface Modifiers. We're going to delete these, all of these, and we're going to go to Edit, Paste in Place. The move tools do not work, so and this is why I do everything from the model and then I copy it in because these have more tools. So we're just going to move all these to here by dragging them. Now they're in the right place. We can exit surface modifiers. We no longer need these either, so we can just use our magic wand. It'll select them. We can delete them. Okay. Now, let's go look at this. Make sure this is not at a different elevation. Okay. We don't need to do this as a slab modifier because we're already at existing grade. So we're just going to do it as a slab because we don't want this to actually modify anything because it's existing. And there. Now you have a more precise street. It doesn't have lumps or bumps. It's perfectly set up, and that's going to be the best depiction of our grade across this alleyway. And so this is how we would do every single aligned hardscape. You would create a network around the object and apply those things. This is a little bit different here because we know this is going to be a level surface. So so you're going to have a slope here, you're going to have a slope here that follows the street, and then you're going to have a slope here, and then this will be level. But this is the process that we should follow. It works every time. The reality is stakes don't really work every time on an aligned hardscape, so it's better if we just don't even use it, and this is a better way for us to go. Okay, I hope you find this helpful. Thank you.